Rosario Ancer and her partner Viktor Kolstee, they met in Spain, and we are so lucky that they chose Vancouver, this city, as home. Old friends, it is so nice to see you again. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Well, we have a fair amount of history together as well, because when I first moved back from Spain, I wanted to learn to dance flamenco. And so I looked up your school, and you were my first dance teacher.
Yeah.
I didn't last very long.
No, you did.
I wanted to hear about your early days and why you decided to come and set up the school in Vancouver.
Well, as you mentioned, we met in Spain. Victor is Vancouverite. Mm-hmm. Victor lives here, her family lives here. So after our pregnant with a second child and living in Spain and touring around the world with one child, we decided to settle down. Of course, I wanted to settle in Mexico, but Victor convinced me to move to Vancouver, and I'm so happy he did.
Yeah.
We are very happy here.
But let's talk about what's changed in Vancouver in terms of the acceptance of flamenco and just familiarity with it.
Well, the audiences here are getting much, much better because they've been exposed to some very good flamenco, some of which Rosario put together, a lot of good shows. And she's brought in a lot of talent from Spain, from Mexico, and people have come in and give workshops and cursos and all those things, and has really raised the level. And so it's more fun now than it was before.
Yeah, and you're a big part of the Flamenco Festival that's on every year as well. Again, bringing that international talent. Yeah. Over 30 years, Rosario, me aside, how many students have you taught?
You know, I don't have the first records because there was no computer then, and I'm trying to figure out. But I came up with this percentage of like 200 students through the year.
Yes.
Some stay, some left.
Yes.
But it was amazing. I met so many people in the street. They say, "Oh, so-and-so, my friend, learn from you." And I said, "Oh, yes, of course, I remember her." I don't remember all the names, but I think it's been over the thousands that have gone through my school.
You've got a lot of feet and hands moving over the years, years for sure.
And a lot of happiness, too.
And what would you say is the appeal of flamenco, the draw? What brings people to the music and to the dance?
I think what I've heard and what it was for me is the music of flamenco and the dance put me in touch with my feelings, with my inner self. That's touching your emotions, and helps you to express yourself and not find who you are, but bring the person that you are up to a flote, no? Mm-hmm. So. For everybody, it must be different, but I think for most people is that it touches you very gutsy, in a very emotional way.
I know, because I feel it too. I understand exactly what you mean, and I know people that once you're hooked, you're really hooked.
Totally.
Let's talk about some special recognition for you. Was this the dance college? What is it? Hall of Fame? Is it that? This is
Dance Collection Dance. The collection, the National Dance Collection in Canada, has inducted me to the 2012, or I'll be inducted at the 2012 Hall of Fame. So it's
2012 or 2020?
Sorry,
2020. You're late.
What am I saying?
You're late.
2020. Yes, this coming year.
How does that feel?
Amazing. It was just such a huge surprise and such a big recognition. It makes me very humble. Yeah. It brought tears to my eyes to think that my peers, in a national level, thought of me worthy of this award. It's been amazing. I still can't believe it.
Well, congratulations
Thank
to you. I'm very, very happy for you. Now, how would you, if you're describing flamenco, Rosario, to someone who doesn't know what that is or what that particular style of flamenco is, how do you describe it?
Well, flamenco, we have a lot of programs. One of them is to produce and create flamenco dance works, music and dance works, because, it's together. Mm-hmm. We, more than just retreating the past, we look forward to the future, and we create contemporary works which are relevant to today's younger audiences. This is just one part of it.
Right.
The other part is we have a professional training program and mentorship program, which go together. We have the Artist in Residence program. We bring every summer a top-notch artist from Spain to deliver workshops for a week in Vancouver. We have the Creative Residency, who helps new upcoming dancers to learn the creation in dance, which is very much still young in Canada, in Vancouver. And of course, the Flamenco Festival, with a big outreach and top-notch flamenco dancers bringing with amazing works. So we do a lot of that, and we have a lot of support from audience and funding agencies.
I'd like to hear a little more about how the dancer works with the guitarist. What kinds of things do you watch for, and how would you describe that relationship, Viktor?
Well, getting back to your question, why is flamenco so special? It's different than other dance experiences. It's not like an exercise dance class, but in flamenco, the music follows the dancer. It's not like you can put on a record and you dance to the music. It's a totally different feeling. As a dancer, you're calling the shots, you're calling the tempo, you're calling all the changes, so you have a chance to express yourself that way, which if you put on a CD or something, you don't. You're like a puppet to the music. So it does give them a tremendous sense of power. The dancers can bring up the speed and cut and stop, and all those dynamics they're in control of. It's almost like being a DJ, you know. Yeah.
The dancer leads.
Yeah.
So you've got the celebration coming up on the 5th. What's happening that evening?
Well, we have food and drinks, and we also will have a performance there, and an action and prizes. So 50-50. We make a warm invitation to all the people that we have known through the years and have been supporting of Flamenco Rosario to come and join us in this huge, big celebration. We are so proud and humble about our journey. It's been a bumpy journey, but an ascending one.
Right, so they could go on your website, Flamenco Rosario, and tickets for Earls in Yaletown upstairs.
Yes.
That's where it's going to be March 5th. Thank you both so much for coming in. Viktor, I can't let you leave. Brought your guitar all the way in. We're not going to get Rosario to lead, but a little bit of flamenco guitar perhaps to see us out.
Gracias.
Bravo.